7, the best team in the Eastern Conference. They're getting a sharpshooter, Kevin Huerter, as well as Dario Saric, but that's just salary filler. The Bulls are getting Jaden Ivey. He's going to be up for a new contract this offseason, and so he now joins this group of guard players with Josh Giddey, brings some youth, obviously throws Kobe White's future. He's going to be a free agent, throws his future a little bit in peril with the Bulls, and let's see where he lands at this NBA trade deadline. But listen, Minnesota is very interesting in all this. They essentially dumped Mike Conley Jr.'s salary onto Chicago here in this 3-team deal. They end up also sending a pick swap to Detroit to help facilitate this. But this now opens up $24 million. Bobby Marks can do the math, about $24 million in tax and salary savings. It creates a roster spot for them. We know they are pursuing a star out of Milwaukee this week, so it does create a little bit of flexibility as they try to do that.
Yeah, Bobby, so their luxury tax bill drops from $24 million to $3.8 million. So explain now what are they able to do?
Yeah, there's that component, and now they drop under the dreaded apron.
They're under the first apron, right?
To take back more money in a deal here, and I think that kind of sets the stage up for maybe something big. It's interesting that in 2 years in a row, Hannah, we've seen the top team in the Eastern Conference, Cleveland last year with DeAndre Hunter, and now Detroit go out and make a trade because they're not content with their roster. We talked about it in the pre-production meeting. What did Detroit need? Perimeter shooting, 21st in the NBA. Kevin Huerter, come on down. That gives them certainly a nice around the margins type move.
So this is a pre-agency move by the Bulls because they are getting Jaden Ivey, a restricted free agent. I would expect them to sign him later this summer. Obviously Kevin Huerter is going to shoot for Detroit. I would now look, Shams mentioned Kobe White. You just threw a pass there. Kobe White, I think, could be on the move in a pre-agency move by whoever acquires Kobe White. And Kobe White is a guy who is a scorer, a spark plug, can start, can come off the bench. It would not surprise me if he ends up at a contender because his price point is kind of low. For Minnesota, this is a hedge, okay? On one hand, they save a bunch of money, okay? Let's not ignore that they paid on this deal to save a bunch of money. And if it helps them get Giannis, great. But if it doesn't help them get Giannis, they saved a bunch of money, which is also something that's a factor there.
But what about the Kobe White of it all? That's intriguing.
I've seen the Bulls play a ton, and when I look at how it goes, I kind of saw him being the odd man out eventually anyway. It's not his fault. His game is his game. It's not like there's no value to his game. It's just when you talk about a rebuilding process or you talk about heading into a new direction, I don't see, what the small guard would do if you're going to try and blossom with the other guys you have on your roster. Letting go of Huerter, I don't think they were going to do much with him anyway. I'm excited to see the Bulls get better and better. That's my hometown team. So
yeah,
so I got to play for other years. I need them to be okay, and I'm excited to see what they're doing.
Jaden's mom is excited. Ivey, she coaches at Notre Dame, right down the road. Man. She's going to be at all those home games. Hey. How do you like this?
A couple of breakout moments. I would even say seasons for Kobe White. But when you are 9th in the East, when you're in the middle of the pack in the NBA, you had time to sort of audition for a greater opportunity. And I do think when you see enough of a sample size, you make a decision. But my eyes are honestly on Detroit for Bobby's point of view. This is a team that's going for it, and I love that. The East has not really proven any other contenders. The Knicks are hot right now, but it's been up and down. The Sixers, they have their own adversity given Paul George. Right now, they're starting to see, if we beef up this roster, we are going for it right now. They will have to build through experience in the postseason, but I like the moves that they're making.
Let me just say two things. One, I want to see what Minnesota does guard-wise. Assuming they don't get Giannis, they could have gotten Kobe White in this trade. And they need help at the guard position. So I want to watch what Minnesota does between now and Thursday, and I'm sure Ann Edwards does too. Secondly, Mike Conley going to Chicago, this is a potential buyout situation. I'm not sure what I don't think Conley can play a big role in the team, but this is a guy every team in the league would want. He could get bought out in a contender if they fit the criterion, which is another story for another day. Mike Conley could join a contender in the next couple of years.
I have just one thought. How urgent are the Minnesota Timberwolves right now? Because they have Anthony Edwards, 24.
Well, they're trying to get Giannis. That's pretty urgent.
We know that. But if that falls short, there are options right now.
I don't want to overreact on Tuesday when the deadline is Thursday, but if you come out of this week and Minnesota's move is just to save money, they're going to have to answer to Ant on that. But it's just Tuesday, so let's just wait.
By the way, in the last 12 hours, we also had this James Harden news. There's
Welcome back to SportsCenter. More breaking news. Our senior NBA insider Shams Charania back with us. Earlier at the top of the show, we talked about Memphis and the Jazz. Jaren Jackson going for picks and players. What more breaking news you got for us?
Another trade. This is a 3-team deal between Chicago, Minnesota, and Detroit. So the Pistons, the best team in the Eastern Conference so far this year, they're picking up the sharpshooter Kevin Huerter and a big man in Dario Saric from the Chicago Bulls. Jaden Ivey, the young guard who is going to be up for a new deal this offseason. He goes to the Bulls along with Mike Conley Jr. Mike Conley Jr., obviously longtime NBA player. He spent the last few years with the Timberwolves. The Timberwolves are essentially getting off of his salary and sending him to the Bulls. They're also sending a protected pick swap to the Pistons in this deal. So 3-team deal here. The Bulls get a couple of, one young guard, part of their core moving forward. Mike Conley. This does, though, around the league. I'm getting a ton of calls and texts. This raises questions about the futures of Coby White, Ayo Dosunmu. There's a glut of guards now in Chicago, so how do the Bulls handle that? And then with Detroit, this is a big-time sharpshooter that they've got at the wings now with Kevin Huerter.
Meanwhile, the Pistons, best in the East, get more scoring with Huerter, who can fill it up.
And let's remember this. We know who the Minnesota Timberwolves are pursuing this week.
Yes.
Giannis Antetokounmpo. This deal gives the Minnesota Timberwolves even more tax savings, a little bit more flexibility, an open roster spot for the pursuit of what we know.
A really interesting point here. Shams Charania with the very latest. Again, if more breaking news from the NBA happens in
Y'all remember how I was going off about I don't give a damn, go get Giannis? Remember that? Remember I was doing that? I have changed my mind. If I'm going to move off of what we have in place right now, it needs to be the closest thing to surefire that I can get. And with Giannis's health being an issue, I'm sorry. I'm concerned. I don't know if I do that right now.
Okay, so we've heard from Stephen A. Now let's hear from Shams. We are 2 days and a few hours away from the trade deadline. What is the latest on Giannis Antetokounmpo?
Greeny, my understanding is the Bucks are sifting through the aggressive offers that have come in. We've talked about the teams that have shown the most aggressive interest. The Knicks, the Warriors, the Timberwolves, as well as the Miami Heat. And these offers have ranged from all-star caliber players to draft picks. My understanding is the Warriors are a pick-heavy offer. The Heat and the Knicks are more players and picks, and the Timberwolves are more of a player-centric package. So Milwaukee has to make a decision between now and Thursday. Do they find a deal point with one of these 4 franchises? There's another team waiting in the wings potentially as well. They've set a high bar in these conversations since last week. They've wanted a blue-chip young talent and or a surplus of draft picks. Right now, it looks like they're going to have to pick and choose which one they could want, or you wait till the offseason.
Heat, Timberwolves,